In this video, I'll show you how to set up Omega Mouse for Talon Voice. This video assumes you have already installed Talon Voice 0.4 and the Talon community user set. First, you're going to want to go to this address on GitHub. This is github.com/michaelomegatron/omega_mouse. From here, you'll want to click this green code button. You can download it two different ways. Either download a zip file and then unzip it, or download the Git location by copying here and using clone with Git, either using something like Git bash or something. Either way, you're going to want to place the file that you get into the Talon user folder, just like you would with any other user set, so it's nothing special here. On a Windows machine, that's user app data roaming Talon user. You can see Omega Mouse is in here, since obviously I have it already. Once you do that, you're going to need to make a couple of edits in the mouse.talon file in the community repo. This is so that Omega Mouse turns off properly if you're switching from it to, say, Control Mouse or Zoom Mouse. To get there, you'll want to double-click on the community repo, plugin, mouse, mouse.talon. Here it is. So we're going to want to change these two voice commands here, Control Mouse and Zoom Mouse. Currently, or by default, they will simply enact this internal function of Talon. In order to override it, for the functionality to turn off correctly, we need to make a change here. First thing you'll want to do is put the function on its own line and indent it. When you have an action underneath a command voice and you indent it, the indentation tells Talon that this action is related to this voice command. Next up, we'll want to add a £sign in front of them. This tells Talon to treat this action as just a comment. It ignores it and does not try to interpret it as code. The next thing we want to add are the two functions that we have to add into here. You can get to those by going to Omega Mouse and opening the eye tracking switches Python file, which is right here. You can see we have these two functions. They basically don't do anything special. They simply call the same action as the community repo does here. But in order for Omega Mouse to properly override its own functionality, we need to use this function instead. Overriding this internal function could cause stability issues, which is why I had to create these. So what you want to do is take this function and copy it. Go to mouse.talon, go to a new line that's indented, and paste it. You also need to add user dot at the beginning of the function. So we'll do the same thing with Zoom Mouse switch. Copy, paste, user dot. Make sure that you keep these parentheses and that you don't add the colon at the end. And then you can save it. So now Omega Mouse should properly switch over to Control Mouse or Zoom Mouse should you want to do that. Note that whenever you download an update for the Talon community user set from GitHub, you will need to make sure these two functions are re-implemented into the new updated code. If you update your community repo by downloading a zip file, you'll need to retype these functions into this file. If you use git pull, you will need to resolve the merge conflict. If you are an Apple user, there's another change you'll have to make. If you go to Omega Mouse and you go to the Omega Mouse Python file, which is right here, and you go to line 32, there's this function, Omega Mouse modifiers release function. This just releases modifier keys It's called in a few of the voice commands in Omega Mouse. Macs use Command instead of Windows, which use Alt. So you just have to make a really quick change here. So this is what you want to use if you are on a Windows machine. You want to use Alt and not Command. If you're on a Mac computer, simply add a # in front of the Alt and delete the one in front of Command. It should be noted that I have not tested this user set on a Mac, but I think with this change, it really should work the same. So Omega Mouse should now be installed and ready to use in your computer. I hope this was helpful, and I hope Omega Mouse works for you if you find that you need it. Thanks for watching.